So currently we have this setup where we can actually pick weapons from the ground and we can switch in between weapons. But I think still we don't have any montages being played when we equipping or unequipping a weapon. For example, let's say if I'm at the unarmed state, when I'm picking the pistol, it simply swap to the pistol state instead of playing some sort of a animation that is being picked by rifle. So today let's implement that feature, which means we're going to implement a weapon equipping montage, right? So when we are actually swapping the weapons, that specific equipping montage will be played, right? So it will be much more realistic, right? So to get started, first we need the help of this BPC montage helper. I think in a previous tutorial I have covered how to implement this montage helper. So basically what this does is it implements the specific functionalities that we require to play montage for a given skeletal mesh by the stock montage needs being played, right? And then we have to play this equip or weapon equip or unequip montage when the actual weapon equip is being happen, right? So if you remembered at our weapon base, there's a function interface function called PPI equip, right? So this is the function where we need to implement our equip any montage, and similarly PPI unequip is the one that we implement our unequip any montage, right? So so currently we have this weapon config which is specify set of requirements or like initialize settings for a weapon, and I think we can further improve this data structure, maybe to specify what are the any montages that we need to be played when we equip or unequip this specific weapon, right? So let's create a data structure for that. Right, so let's go to data struct weapons, and we have this weapon config, and similarly let's create a new data structure to specify set of any montages, right? So it will be much more clear. I'll create a new structure called is weapon montages, and there I need an any montage for what? Equip, which is the type of any montage object reference, and another one for unequip, right? And then then let's include that data structure to here, and a new field called any montages. This should be the type of weapon any montage, right? So if I go to weapon base and compile it now, here you can see there is a field called animation montages with two fields for equip and unequip, right? And then what we can do is we can include PPC montage helper to inside this actor as well. I think we have done a similar thing for our character animation blueprint. So here I've added this PPC montage helper because I was sort of testing the animation montages with respect to this specific skeletal mesh. And similarly, we can include that helper to here so that we will be able to animate stuff for the weapon, but it will actually specifically targeted for weapon animation montages, which is not what we wanted. Yeah, instead what we can do is we can get the owner's reference, and let's get the montage helper. So this will be valid either way, but for the safe side you can check is valid check as well, but it won't be necessary since we have added that specific actor component inside the owner. But yeah, for safe side let's add is valid as well, and then we can play montage. Right, so the montage to be played is basically taken from weapon config. So I just need to get the data from any montages, and I'll break it, and for the first one it should be equip. And I'll keep rest of the stuffs as it is. Right, now we can test one of the equips, but do that first we need to set up a specific any montage. How to do that? Right, so let's go to our TPS game essentials, characters, mannequins, animation, and inside Lyra let's search for equip. Yeah, so we have two animations that can be used for pistol equip and for the rifle equip. So first I'll create an anim montage based on this pistol equip. So let's create animation montage, and then I'll move it to TPS game, characters, animation, fold. Right, there I'll create yeah, we have this montage folder, so let's move it to there, and let's rename it as AMMM. So AM basically stands for anim montage, just a prefix that follows the standard naming convention inside the Unreal Engine projects. Right, so let's open that thing out, and since this is a montage that need to be played on the upper body, we have to switch it to the upper body split, but for now I'll just keep as it is and show you what will happen if we keep the default slot, right? So you get a better understanding. So since this is an animation montage to be played on the rifle, I'll go to the firearms, sorry, it should be pistol. I'll go for the BP pistol instance, and there I'll add that AMMM pistol equip montage to there. Right, now if I play, you will see actually it was played at the initial stage as well, because we have this pistol inside our inventory. So I'll just remove that weapon for now. Should go to the play. Right, now if I play it, you won't see any equipping animation, and if I equip the pistol, you will see like equipping montage is being played. But as you've seen, if I equip pistol again, that montage is playing for the entire body, right? So you will see like when the character is moving, it's not quite good, right? Because the character is sliding through the floor. Actually, that's why we have implemented layered blends per bone that actually blend the specific montage based on a specific skeleton hierarchy. Right? So instead of using the default slot, let's use upper body split. So the animation montage will be only played at the upper body, and the lower body will play the existing animation that is being played at the ABP locomotion and in blueprint instance. Right. Now you see when I'm equipping, the equipping animation only being played at the upper body, right? Okay. Now let's do somewhat same thing for rifle, because currently the rifle doesn't have an equip animation montage. So it's quite simple. Let's go to TPS game essentials weapon animation folder, and let's again search for equip, and we have this rifle equip. So I'll create an anime montage out of it and move it to the montages folder. And as usual, I'll fix the namings. So we have this rifle equip, and let's switch its slot for upper body split. And then let's open the rifle instance, and there for the equip, I'll add this rifle equip. Right. If I play, you will see for the rifle also we have a equip animation that is being played. Okay. For sword, I'm not quite sure whether we have a equip animation or not, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, for sword actually we don't have a equip anim, right? And I'm not quite sure whether we have animations for unequip as well. Yeah, so we don't have the animation montage for unequip as well, but I'll implement the feature so that later on, if you need a specific animation montage is being played when we are unequipping, you can add that feature as well, right? But yeah, first we have to go to our weapon base, and let's copy the things that I mentioned or that I specified here, and I'll add those stuff to BPI unequip interface function, right? So when this function is being called, specific montage is to be played, and that montage is unequip any montage, right? The rest of the stuff we can keep as it is, right? But actually, since I doesn't have any unequip any montages, it doesn't play anything when I'm unequipping. But as a workaround, what you can do is you can sort of reverse play this any montage as well. That would also works fine. But I think for now this approach would be enough, right? Okay, so we can actually equip a rifle and unequip it, and we can pick rifle pistol as well. Okay, right. Okay, so it's not perfect yet, because you can see like the hand IK is still there, so we have to resolve that, so we can address that in future. Plus when weapon equip is almost okay, but maybe we can further improve it as well by adding sort of like event dispatchers and all for our montage helper. But those are like sort of advanced concepts that we can cover in later on. But as a workaround, I think this implementation would be fine. Yeah, so that's how we can implement a weapon equip and unequip feature. So I'll see you there. Thank you.